I would like to show you my contribution to athletic endeavor called CETS, Concussive Energy Transfer System. We'll start off first by showing some of the major concussive hits of 2017 in college football. These were not just involving the initial impact, but you'll notice that the head and neck move at the same time in a whiplash fashion. This happens in all concussions because the law of gravity says for every action there's an equal and opposite reaction. Here's the basic football gear, including helmet and shoulder pads. Notice that nothing protects the neck or stops its motion. This device that I invented also works with any shoulder pad helmet system. Even lacrosse and hockey would benefit. It's time to stop the bobblehead. Now, if you consider that your brain is like an egg on a stick, and when concussive energy is applied downward, the neck vertebrae is compressed, becoming the focal point of the opposite energy, and your neck has no protection for the concussive energies. Neck rolls and neck collars are inadequate because they allow the helmet to slide inside of the protective gear, although the collar does protect you from whiplash. And sensors are the newest addition, and they do not prevent concussion or neck injury. Introducing my prototype CETS, and let me take you around. There in the background is the actual hook I call a helmet hook. Now, if you'll notice as I pan in and downward, this section is a separate function of the helmet hook that is simply screwed to the actual device. Notice that the back panel is adjustable up and down to accommodate for different neck heights. And as we move inside, when the neck is longer, you can add additional padding. This is intended to actually to ride on top of the shoulder pads. And the purpose of this is to actually direct the concussive energy into a larger surface area and actually channel it into the shoulder pads instead of the neck area. The device takes all of the impact via the surface. It changes the physics of the impact itself. Notice that you won't have a neck motion like you do now, but I believe that traumatic neck and head injury should be prevented. Notice that this graphic shows exactly how the energy is spread. Here's the helmet hook itself. It would have to be a molded device and fully adjustable, running about 6 inches long. By the design of this device, it allows for the up and down motion, or the nodding motion of the head and neck, but it doesn't allow the neck to move in a circular sideways fashion. And this is fully adjustable to make it level. I intend to actually apply this through the back of the helmet using high impact plastic screws, countersunk on the inside of course, and hex head on the outside for a firm and replaceable attachment. And it runs about 3 to 4 inches wide. that way it stabilizes both the platform that it rides along and the neck itself. By placing it in the back, a wearer would not even notice this. The professional model is sport and neck specific. In other words, this has to be actually made, tailor-made for each individual athletic function. Mostly in the other prototype, you would just need to do 3 different sizes, and that depends on the width of the shoulder pad itself. But this includes the back whiplash area, so that it functions against the whiplash, but it forces the helmet to actually impact the device and not ride inside of the padding itself. That means that the energy would still be translated downward, but in this model, the professional athlete would have the choice to actually have full rotation of the neck in this particular function. It is not as protective as the other device, and I suggest the original SETS device for juvenile and intramural sports of all sorts. It can be used in BMX training and for any actually extreme sport training. Let's stop the bobblehead.